You think you know me?
It's always amazed me the story that Edge's eyes will tell you before the bell rings and sometimes during the match. The rated R superstar, and I've often wondered, Mick Foley, what the R stands for. Could it be ruthless? Could it be relentless? Or will it be renowned when the story is told?
Perhaps all three, as we saw in our texting results. A vast majority of our fans think they will see something major happen in our next two matchups.
Well, this is an amazingly gifted and honored athlete. A young man that as a child attended WrestleMania 6 in Skydome in beautiful Toronto, where he's from. He's living his dream as we speak. He is Edge.
But we may doubt his methods, but one thing I firmly believe, no superstar brings more intensity to a championship match than does that man, Edge.
My God, look at the honors the man's won. 12-time tag champion, 5-time Intercontinental champion, 2-time WWE champion, and he's on his 3rd world title reign, not to mention a couple of monies in the bank. But that could all come to a screeching halt in Big D tonight.
A crashing conclusion here in Big D. And you can really feel this anticipation, can't you, JR?
Without a doubt, big match feel. Big match it is. World title on the line. Contender for the heavyweight championship of the world is indeed a slobber knocker of a man. Batista with Leviathan-like strength has one opportunity and only one opportunity to wrestle the world title from that man Edge, because Batista is now a member of Monday Night Raw. Edge, of course, with us on Friday Night SmackDown.
Yeah, and I think it's a big honor, JR, that we get the privilege to call Batista's last match as a SmackDown superstar. And I know it means so much to him to bring that World Heavyweight Championship with him to Raw.
Batista, a man of pride, a man of honor, who at 17 years of age was estranged from both his parents, was living on his own at 17. That's hard to imagine in today's times. But he grew up tough in Washington, D.C., and now the pinnacle for Batista could be here tonight as he would look to become the heavyweight champion for a 4th time.
And I think that tough background has served him really well on SmackDown, especially in the last several weeks when he's had to overcome so much adversity.
Introducing first, the challenger from Washington, D.C., weighing 290 pounds, Batista! And his opponent from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, weighing 250 pounds, he is the current World Heavyweight Champion, the Rated R Superstar, Edge.
Many people have asked, what will Edge do to keep the World Heavyweight title? I think that anyone that's watched Friday Night SmackDown knows the answer to that. Anything. The same, though, I think, could perhaps be said of Batista.
Yeah, and maybe I spoke a little bit too soon about the unparalleled intensity that Edge brings to the ring, because that man, if anything, is not far behind. Batista, the animal, is intensity personified.
This is going to be a very interesting match as we watch the strategy unfold in this contest, because it's obvious that Batista has a size and strength, power advantage over the heavyweight champion of the world. That certainly doesn't mean that Edge doesn't have a chance, obviously, to retain the title.
Edge has always got a tremendous chance. He brings so much to the table in terms of intensity, experience, and strategy.
Veteran referee Mickey Henson stepping in between the combatants here. And let's not forget that Edge does have, that man, the champion, has the championship advantage. Meaning very simply that the challenger must win by pinfall or submission to leave the World Heavyweight Championship.
And that's a feat that the Animal Batista has never accomplished in a championship match against Edge.
Edge is perfect in title defenses against Batista. And Batista looking to break that streak. And Edge trying to create some distance, did so momentarily, and the basement drop kick did not score. Security railing not very forgiving to the World Heavyweight Champion.
Not forgiving in the least, and Edge is a champion who likes to get out to a fast start, and that's definitely not the case here at Night of Champions.
Batista shutting down the champion here in the early going. And one, oh, there's a cover. The cover by the challenger. Batista is a pounder, a mauler, using great strength and high impact. And then at some point, just as any human being would, the human body starts breaking down. And that's what we're looking for here if Batista can maintain the offense.
And I think offense is the key word. Because one thing Batista brings to this match, starting first to a turnbuckle, is the potential to change the game in a hurry. Any one of Batista's big offensive moves can change a match and win a match in a hurry.
Snap mirror with ease. And nothing fancy about a big size 14 or 15 boot to the face. Batista dictating a pace, punishing the champion, looking to gain one fall and become the World Heavyweight Champion. And look at that jackhammer. The cover and Batista. And he is dancing with what brought him here to Texas tonight.
Yeah, indeed he is. Pure power. But in addition to the power game, Batista along the way has become a complete package, adding endurance and strategy as well.
Oh man, the impact there. Thus far, Batista has made really no significant or worthwhile mistakes that I can remember.
No, but importantly, he is not wrestling not to lose, he's wrestling to win, and I think he needs to do that to prevail in this matchup.
Edge opportunistically using the ring post as a unnamed tag team partner.
Man, and we have seen Edge as the ultimate opportunist, using anything and everything at his disposal to gain an edge or an advantage.
Edge not only punishing Batista using the ring post as an ally, but it also brought Edge a little bit of time here. Referee counting out.
You watch this, tremendous impact. Oh, let's take one more look. That left shoulder, the animal.
Well, we can look at it all we want. referee's about to count Batista out, and Batista, remember now, if Batista is counted out, Edge obviously retains the heavyweight title.
And Batista will never have a chance to challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship again.
Referee Mickey Henson's got a 10 count to work with in this situation. How much damage, collateral damage, was done to Batista flying over that announce table?
Well, I can't help but think there was quite a bit of damage done. Watch his baseball slide just sending the animal sprawling over our ECW announce table.
Batista in great shape, no doubt about it, but his body not meant to be crashing into a wooden announce table, and then the momentum taking him all the way to the floor.
Yeah, and he's endured some world-class poundings at the hands of Edge and La Familia the last several weeks on SmackDown.
The ultimate opportunist, also known as Edge, the heavyweight champion of the world, has created his break, has created his opportunity, first with the ring post and then with the announce table. Two inanimate objects coming into play as Edge uses his right hand very effectively.
Yeah, earlier on this night, Edge is really adamant about reminding Ryder and Hawkins about his own accomplishments. He may be the most decorated champion in WWE history. But he is also adamant about doing this on his own without the help of La Familia, which would be a welcome change of pace.
No doubt about that. Edge seems to have had a lot of help politically and from his familia, as you say, Mick, as Batista tried to fight back in this thing. Batista's will and his desire. It's going to be hard to overcome tonight, but that was a very strategic drop toe hold that again destroyed the vertical base of the challenger.
Yeah, one thing about Edge, he's a man who does his homework. Not only does he know Batista well from their battles inside the ring, here's a cover.
Swinging neck breaker, got a 2 count. When you have an opponent as big and as strong as Batista, destroying the vertical base is one of the keys to success.
Because if he can do that, destroy the vertical base, Batista becomes just a man, albeit a strong, powerful man.
Let's put it this way, Batista is at his best and dangerous when he is at an upright position. And right now, Edge is using leverage, his own weight, to crimp the neck of Batista.
And that vertical base is so important to so much of Batista's Major League offense, whether it be the big spear or the Batista bomb. He needs those legs, those quadriceps, to generate that power.
Edge can be called cagey or cunning, perhaps even calculated. But no one can deny the success of the rated R superstar.
I think an unlikely adjective you can throw into that mix is bitter, JR. It seems to be a bitterness kind of pervading Edge's persona. He thinks perhaps it took him longer than it should have to get to this level, and he's hell-bent on staying there no matter what the method may be.
And look at Edge trying that rear naked choke, but Batista rising to that vertical base. And again, Edge goes to the drop toe hold, and this time Batista eats the center turnbuckle. And the center turnbuckle is not covered with barbecue sauce, let me tell you. That is a high-impact, tough move right here.
Watch it, here's and with a neck and trapezius muscles as heavily muscled as Batista's are, that physical structure can actually work against a man of his size with that type of maneuver.
16,151 looking on here at the American Airlines Center in Dallas. First it was the ring post, then the ECW announce table, and now the turnbuckle. All again inanimate yet effective objects that the radar superstar is utilizing.
Yeah, he uses everything and anything at his disposal.
Highly skilled. It may sound somewhat ridiculous to some, but Edge is highly skilled in maneuvering a man like Batista into a ring post.
Yeah, no, I've said on many occasions, whether it be verbally or in print, that I think Edge is the most talented superstar in WWE. It's just that I sometimes question his motives and his methods, but never his ability.
Batista trying to fight back in this thing, and Batista will go If this gets into a slugfest, I don't like Edge's chances.
No. Oh.
And the neck breaker, that's a wrestling maneuver with technique, with leverage applied. Batista in trouble, the cover, and you see referee Mickey Henson's hand was going south.
And Edge hesitated for just a moment before going for that cover, and I think that moment may have really cost him there.
Edge again grounding his bigger, stronger adversary in this tremendously hard-fought thus far main event here at Night of Champions.
Well, a few moments ago, I said that Batista had changed as a wrestler. He had gone from being strictly a guy using power to his advantage to putting athleticism, strategy, and endurance into his game. As a matter of fact, Jerry, I think he's a guy who's completely redefined what fans can expect from a guy of his stature.
And Batista, who certainly benefited from being in Evolution, just countered a nice move there by Edge, and Edge now with that Jeff Briscoe rolling up from the corner, and that almost got the 3 for the world champion.
Yeah, we saw the Animal with a beautiful counter using leverage and momentum, but Edge was there to counter the counter, which is why he is such an incredible world heavyweight champion. And thus far, not a peep from La Familia.
Both men have reached down into their resources here. Both men are obviously spent. It will become now a matter of will and maybe crushing Edge's tenacity. And maybe then again, perhaps we shouldn't.
No, because as I've seen time and time again, Edge's, big clothesline from Batista. Edge's resiliency is an underrated wild card in the Rated R Superstars arsenal.
Batista like a big heavyweight boxer. And by that I mean this illustration. Watch the right.
And that clothesline comes from out of nowhere, buying Batista some time. Both men have been through a lot thus far in this heavyweight championship match.
When you're 6'6" and 290, one big high-impact move can change the entire complexion of a championship match. And look at this, overpowering strength. Batista looking to become world champion. Take the title back to Monday Night Raw. A momentum, you can feel it changing. And it's, look at this, sidewalk slam, could be all. The count is, no.
So close. I think a lot of fans in this sellout crowd thought they'd just seen the heavyweight championship change hands.
Edge got a shoulder up. Referee in great position to make the call. Batista just can't get frustrated. Got to stay focused. And there it is. Oh, my God. What a slobber-knocker spear. That's got to be all. Oh, my. How in the heck did Edge roll a shoulder off? The fans might not like the count, but referee was in, again, perfect position. I think it shows the resilience of the world's champion.
If he got that Batista bomb, JR, I think it would have been over.
Another high impact. Indeed. Batista's feeling it. Monday Night Raw may be receiving it. Edge in big trouble. Oh, Edge. Oh! That impaler DDT. An amazing counter.
That should do it.
Oh! And it almost did. A near fall. A strong 2 count with the counter from the Impaler DDT. But the question is, how much pain and punishment can Edge or has Edge sustain here? Edge looking for the home run.
And he didn't get it.
And swinging for the fences with a spear, came up short. And Batista, somewhat uncharacteristically, going to the top. And it's counter. An amazing counter with a drop kick. Batista with nowhere to go in midair.
Yeah, that top rope is not territory that Batista inhabits very frequently, and he paid for it there. Watch this. Edge counters.
The great counter. And that counter caught Batista in the sternum, driving the air out of the challenger. Both men are down. If this match ends There's our general manager from SmackDown, Vickie Guerrero, along with Hawkins and Ryder.
Yeah, a little earlier I said we hadn't seen a peep from La Familia, and that's changed here in a hurry.
I'll be respectful of the general manager of Friday Night SmackDown, obviously. Edge ready to uncoil. Looking for the spear. Yo! Amazing athleticism by Batista. Batista ball! That'll do it! That'll do it! We've got a new world!
You gotta be kidding me.
Vickie Guerrero just stopped the count. What the? And Edge couldn't capitalize. Edge looked to capitalize. Instead just got smashed into the ring post. But remember, Batista can't win the title by countout.
Now, I know technically Vickie Guerrero as general manager is Mickey Henson's boss, but shouldn't this match be over?
Wait, what the heck?
You don't put your hands on that official.
That's got to be a disqualification. And we got no official.
Send me another referee! Send me another one! Send me another one! Ooh, Chavo!
What? My God, this reeks of collusion.
It reeks of nepotism, too.
Chavo Guerrero sauntering down to the ring with that official shirt on. And boy, how convenient was that? Hey, wait a minute. Batista putting his hands on Vickie Guerrero. The animal has gone. Oh my God. Wait a minute. Oh no. Oh my God. Vickie Guerrero thrown out of the monster. And now, Edge with a world title belt, catching Batista right between the eyes after Batista physically threw Vickie Guerrero over the ropes to the floor. Now Chavo, the count. My God, Edge has just beat Batista.
The winner of this match, and still World Heavyweight Champion, the Rated R Superstar, Edge.
After Edge tells us his impassioned plea, he wanted to do this match on his own, that Edge wanted to beat Batista all by himself, one-on-one, and then we all witnessed this amazing situation. I wish I could say I felt about this situation, but the bottom line is that Edge is still the heavyweight champion, and Batista's dreams of being heavyweight champion have been eroded, destroyed by
He was impassioned indeed, JR, about wanting to do it all by himself, but in the end it took his fiance, it took Bam Neely, it took Chavo Guerrero, it took Ryder, it took Hawkins, it took a travesty to hold on to the World Heavyweight Championship.
Vickie Guerrero could certainly be injured here. I'm just shocked if she was not. How Edge can be proud of this accomplishment. It should have been over right here.
There it is. Now watch at the bottom of your screen as referee Mickey Henson slides out courtesy of the wheelchair-bound general manager Vickie Guerrero.
Henson taking off his count, didn't make the count, and then this should have been an automatic disqualification.
Right away.
Now that wouldn't have helped Batista because Batista couldn't win the belt. But then look at this, Batista had enough. Batista, uncharacteristically, my God, Vickie Guerrero sailing through the air. And then Batista turned around and boom! That huge world title belt right in the face. And the ultimate opportunist wins the match. Well, not without
in this case, I cannot blame the animal for losing his cool and putting his hands on Vickie Guerrero. He just endured too much. He finally snapped.
Man, I cannot believe how this whole circumstance came to be. Edge, how can Edge be proud of being the world's heavyweight champion? retaining his title this way.
And for that man, Batista has accomplished so much and meant so much to the fabric of SmackDown. To leave our show in that manner is a disgrace.
Well, I can't blame Batista. Look at this. Amazing strength, passion. All Batista wanted was a fair shot. And this is what he got. Oh, Batista got a shot, all right.
And the ultimate opportunist proves the nickname once again, seizing any opportunity to hold on to that championship.
But I'll tell you one thing, Monday Night Raw is getting one hell of an animal. That will be a beast unleashed come tomorrow night in Oklahoma City.
I've gained so much respect over the past several weeks for the animal. I hate to see him go, but I know there are big things, even bigger things in store for him every Monday night.
Certainly one would think that Batista could be, obviously that dazed look in his eyes after being hit in the face.
And no question, you could really hear the impact even from our table out there. That championship was clanging off the skull of the animal.
Batista has that faraway look in his eye, the dazed look after could be concussed. So certainly not going to diagnose the man, but he couldn't have done any more in the ring tonight than he did. He left everything he had in the ring, did Batista.
Yeah, and I think that's also disappointment in his eyes. He wanted so badly to bring that heavyweight championship, to restore some of the luster that I think is lost over the past several weeks, to bring it to Raw.
That's one hell of a man, ladies and gentlemen. Gave us everything he had tonight. I guarantee you count the folks that took to beat Batista. There was Edge and Hawkins and Ryder and a referee and Van Neely. And of course, our beloved general manager of SmackDown, Vicky Guerrero. What's that, seven, eight people?
And JR, I'm gonna just repeat a refrain. How does that woman still have a job here?